NASA's not in a position to speculate on Glenn's final fiscal year 11 budget at this time, but we'll share details as they become available. The proposed center work assignments I've mentioned earlier will significantly raise the profile of Glenn within the agency, particularly in spaceflight and exploration. The work we're planning to bring to Glenn reflects a high level of confidence in the center's ability to perform those challenging new activities and collaborate with other NASA centers. And I bet that area students will benefit from the grants to academia, and 500 fellowships we'll be awarding to students across the country. Also, the president announced at his speech this spring at the Kennedy Space Center his proposed redesign of the Orion crew capsule. Glenn expects to have a role in this work, and the Plumbrook site should retain its critical space environment test responsibilities. In addition, we're optimistic that commercial companies will also have an interest in testing at the Plumbrook station. Right now, while Congress does its work, we continue with the program of record, Constellation. Nearly all of the fiscal year 10 funds are obligated, and we'll make as many milestones as we can. We also are laying the groundwork so that we're prepared for the future. As most of you probably know, we've issued quite a few requests for information, or RFIs, recently. The deadlines have passed, we've received great input, and we're evaluating the responses now. The fiscal 2011 NASA budget request includes a heavy lift and propulsion technology research and development line that is funded at $3.1 billion over 5 years. The driving effort addressed in the new fiscal year 11 plan is to develop an affordable engine and enabling technologies needed for a future heavy lift launch vehicle. The RFI for heavy lift was the first of our recent series. Based on these responses, we were able to issue a broad area announcement about heavy lift that went out June 29th with a deadline for responses of July 26th. Individual awards will not exceed $750,000, and we anticipate making them around September 1st. NASA's total budget for this broad area announcement will not exceed $8 million in fiscal year 10. A decision on building a heavy lift launch vehicle will be made sometime prior to the 2015 period, allowing 5 years or up to 5 years to develop new technologies that can be infused into heavy lift launch vehicles and engine designs to reduce the cost and risk of large-scale human exploration of space before beginning to build a vehicle. This is very exciting to me because we'll be looking at real progress toward the capability of exploring multiple potential destinations, including the Moon, asteroids, Lagrange points, and Mars and its environs in a cost-effective and safe manner. Another request for information for the Exploration Technology Development and Demonstration Program that will be hosted here at Glenn addressed the program's primary goal of developing technologies that expand our capabilities in a sustainable way. The RFI again focused on in situ resource utilization, high-power electric propulsion, autonomous precision landing, telerobotics, and fission power systems technology. The Exploration Robotic Precursor Missions RFI sought ideas for larger missions around 800 million or below for prioritized assessment of human destinations, as well as exploration scouts, the less expensive, quicker missions to help us test technologies. An RFI about flagship technology sought ideas relevant to an initial set of projects to develop and demonstrate the technologies needed to reduce the cost and expand the capability of future space exploration activities. While we're looking at in-orbit propellant transfer and storage, lightweight inflatable modules, automated autonomous rendezvous and docking, aero-assisting descent and landing, closed-loop life support, and advanced in-space propulsion, whether it's ion, plasma, or the other kinds of technologies that have developed for many years here at Glenn. A secondary goal of this and all other RFIs is to create opportunities for engineers and scientists from NASA, private industry, and academia to gain experience in designing, building, and operating new space technologies and spacecraft. The RFI for commercial capabilities sought information to help NASA plan the overall strategy for the development and demonstration of a commercial crew transportation capability and to receive comments on NASA human rating technical requirements that have been drafted as part of this initiative. And yes, we were gratified by the successful launch June 4th of the Falcon 9 and look forward to continued close work with SpaceX as it meets its milestones toward commercial cargo and ultimately crew capability. Hopefully you can see we've been busy. We know what we want to do and where we want to go once Congress approves our budget. The investment in new technologies that the President's budget represents will be good for the nation. It's going to lead to new jobs, new capabilities, new discoveries, and new international and industry partnerships. There's a depth and richness to it that I can only hint at in my short talk this afternoon. But we're very excited about the future at NASA and the way we're positioning our space program to continue to grow in sustainable and exciting ways for generations to come. You can be sure, however, that Glenn will be one of the cornerstones of this new program. I thank you very much for allowing me to be here in this historic venue, and I actually look forward to your questions. So thank you very much.
So that was great. How did we do on the Julian meter? I think we're right up there, don't you think? So today at the City Club of Cleveland, we are listening to a Friday Forum featuring NASA Administrator Charles F. Bolden. We will return to our speaker momentarily for our traditional City Club questions, and as you all know, we encourage you to formulate your questions for our speaker now and remind you that your questions should be brief, to the point, and not involve professional basketball. We welcome you all to this City Club Forum. We want to remind you that members and guests alike are all welcome to attend all City Club forums and hope everyone listening will join the City Club and become part of our active, ongoing civic dialogue. Please visit our website to see a full schedule of upcoming programs. We are very pleased to welcome to our forum students who are part of the City Club student program and the Greater Cleveland Partnership. Today we welcome students from MC Squared STEM High School and the Great Lakes Science Center student camp, summer student camp. Will the students please stand and be recognized? So counting the administrator, I'm sure there's at least 3 astronauts in the room. So if the other 2 astronauts can stand up, and if there are any others, please stand. Okay, now it's time to return to our speaker for our traditional City Club question and answer period. He has been warned. We welcome brief questions from everyone, including guests. Holding the microphones today are City Club Director of Development, Cheryl Hayden. Cheryl, over there. And PR and Program Manager, Carrie Miller. The first question, please.
Thank you for being here today. When I was in college, the competition was with the Soviet Union, and they got their thing up there first. Would you comment on the status of the Chinese space program?
I think we have a formidable, I got to pick my words properly here, a formidable competitor, if you will, in the Chinese and their space program. I think most of you who follow space know that they have done in 3 flights what we did, through the Mercury and Gemini program. They have already flown an EVA, an extravehicular activity, a spacewalk, and I understand their next flight will actually deploy what will be the first of a piece of a space station, an orbiting space station. So I think they're technically very competent. I've had the opportunity prior to becoming the NASA administrator to travel twice to China and visit with some of their research facilities and research universities, and I would say, they're very good at what they do.